performances to choose from. So keep an eye on the theatre scene.
Then there is K-design, blending traditional and modern elements.
K-fashion, leading trends.
K-beauty, which takes beauty to the next level.
K-content, receiving praise the world over. Watch it, experience it, and enjoy it.
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to a brand new week on the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-diplomacy, K-content, K-everything. And before you know, you'll be booking your flight to Korea. Now today we're joined by our co-host Walter Lee in the studio. Hello Walter, happy Monday.
Hello, so happy Monday to everyone. My name is Walter Lee and I'll give you your daily dose of K-Enter News, so stick around for that.
And we also have our news features reporter An Sung-jin with us. Welcome Sung-jin.
Hello, Sung-jin.
Hello guys, good to be back. And hello to all of our viewers. My name is An Sung-jin and I'm a news features reporter here at Arirang News.
Sung-jin, in the Culture Wave, we explore Korean culture happening within Korea, but also abroad. For instance, when we connect to our K-correspondents. Now, this time, we had our very own news features reporter, Yoo Sung-jin, cover a story outside the country. So what do you have for us?
Right, so this year celebrates the 60th anniversary of Korea-Japan normalization of relations. And as the show's name suggests, I wanted to see in what aspects culture was playing a role between the two. I spent a week in Tokyo to have a look at it myself. This year, 2025, marks the 60th anniversary of normalized relations between Korea and Japan. Though social and historical issues still remain, hallyu, or Korean wave, has been a source of soft power. Though none of this is new, how far have we come? To answer that question, I've spent some time here in Tokyo to see how Korean culture is integrated into everyday lives. The beginning of the Korean culture boom in Japan started off with the 2003 drama Winter Sonata, in which Japanese adoration of the main character Bae-jun, also known as Yoon-sama, was notable. But starting from the second and third wave of hallyu, it was mostly driven by K-pop stars sweeping the Tokyo Dome and the hearts of numerous fans.
BTS, Big Bang, Boy Next Door.
Boy Next Door. First, I liked them for the music, but once I saw the members, I thought they were also very good looking.
With name-shedding stars like Girls' Generation and Kara in the late 2000s to BTS and Blackpink in the late 2010s, K-pop brought an influx of new lifestyles, including beauty, fashion, and food to Japan. So this record shop in Tokyo is the largest of its kind, and you can see it has an entire floor dedicated to K-pop, but you can also see that it's flooded with all sorts of fans for different K-pop artists. The consistent popularity of K-pop has been apparent for decades, with Japan topping the list of countries in terms of K-pop album export values. The fourth wave of hallyu was characterized by something else. New content beyond K-pop began to evolve, and with the expansion of OTT platforms came a boom in Korean dramas, especially post-COVID-19. As these continue to garner more popularity, interestingly, Japan has absorbed it into a unique form of its own kind.
Even though it was only aired on Netflix, everyone knew about the drama, and I think it could even be said to have brought a new boom of Korean dramas. There was no reason not to make this into a musical.
Director Mariko was in charge of recreating the popular drama Crash Landing on You into a musical, which can only be seen in Japan. Though the main challenge for her was to create a condensed version of a long drama series, she said Korean dramas are fun to stage and is willing to do another if the chance comes along.
Even though the musical is in Korean, the audience will read off the subtitles from the side and still enjoy it.
And now, as Tokyo slips into the fifth hallyu boom, the Japanese public has been attracted to a wider range of cultural elements from Korea. Here I'm at a local bookstore in Roppongi, and in the international literature section, you can see a wide range of Korean books, including well-known author Han Kyung's literature, The Vegetarian. The influence of Korean culture now extends beyond K-pop and K-dramas, stretching into literature, cuisine, and other various forms of Korean content, marking a broader cultural expansion. And this year's 60th anniversary serves as an opportunity to reflect on the past and look ahead to the future of the Korea-Japan relationship, considering the changing international landscape and the ongoing challenges. So join me every Monday to explore the realms of Korean culture in Japan.
We'll make sure to do that, Sung-jin. Wow, what a comprehensive coverage. So was there anything while covering all of these hallyu issues in Japan that surprised you?
So there are a lot of things that I was able to go through, and as we probably know, Korean things are already quite well integrated into the Japanese society. So a lot of them didn't really come too much of as something new or something different, but from small things like cosmetics or snacks in convenience stores to K-pop album shops, as we just saw, Korean products are fairly spread out quite across in the Japanese society.
Yes, I've been to Japan many times and I've seen it as well. But obviously to many people, Korea and Japan relations are an extremely important relationship. So in what ways can we see efforts to boost the relationship between the two countries?
Absolutely, Walter, as you just pointed out, with the number of visitors increasing for both countries, the Ministry of Justice and Foreign Affairs of Korea have announced a pilot program for a fast-track entry into selected airports in the two countries. Airports offering the program in Korea are Gimpo and Gimhae International Airports, while Haneda and Fukuoka will do so in Japan. Major airlines of the two countries are participating in the fast-track program, as both aim to increase passenger conveniences to facilitate tourism for both countries.
That's good to know. So thank you very much, Sung-jin, for that coverage, and we're looking forward to your following reports.
My pleasure as always, guys.
And now time for our daily dose of K-Enter News with Walter Lee. Walter, let's start off with a big celebration for boy group 17, and literally big celebration.
A very big celebration. We did talk about them not too long ago, but on Sunday 17, turned Seoul's Jamsu Bridge into a spectacular concert venue. Now, the group performed on a stage spanning the bridge as a vibrant fireworks and laser lights lit up the sky, with over 6,000 fans gathered for the event. Now, the free concert named B-Day Party burst stage at Jamsu Bridge, marked the group's 10th anniversary, their decade anniversary. To accommodate the concert, they had to actually cut the traffic off Jamsu Bridge, which was actually suspended for the night. The group started the show with Thunder, a track from their 5th full-length album. Now, speaking of their 5th full-length album, on Monday 17 are set to release their 5th full-length album, Happy Burst Day, not birthday, Burst Day, kicking off their next chapter in their journey.
Well, good luck to their next chapter, and we're going to move on to the next boy group, and there is another celebration we have to mention.
Yes, these boys have been around a little bit longer than 17. To celebrate their 17th debut anniversary, boy group SHINee dropped the single Poet Artist, as well as their B-side track Starlight, across major music platforms on Sunday at midnight. Now, the music video for Poet Artist was also released simultaneously via YouTube's SM Towns channel. Now, the track, title track Poet Artist, is an electro-pop song with lyrics that urge listeners to break free from convention and co-create something new, applying poetic and artistic expression given the title. Now, the accompanying track, Starlight, is a bright medium tempo dance pop song that likens the feeling of first encounter to star shining in the darkness. Given the name Shiny, I guess makes a very good connection. Now, Shiny just concluded their 7th solo concert, Shiny World 7. Every stage shines around you, with a spectacular final performance at Seoul Olympic Park on Sunday.
I would imagine it would be a difficult decision for fans of both 17 and Shiny where to go on Sunday.
Yes.
But next, we're going to move on to a girl group. So there's a great achievement for girl group Islet.
Yes, indeed. Islet's debut track, Magnetic, has surpassed 600 million streams on Spotify. That's according to their agency Belift Lab on Sunday, released in March 2024. Now, the song passed 600 million streams on Friday, setting a new record as the fastest time for a K-pop group's debut song to hit this milestone. Now, Magnetic has a catchy melody that gained widespread popularity. If you are on social media, you've probably seen it in a lot of short form videos like TikTok or Instagram Reels. Now, Islet is scheduled to also release their 3rd mini album called Bomb on the 16th of June, with promotion centered around the title track Borrowed, or Billion Goyangi, or Do the Dance it's also called.
So Borrowed Cat.
Borrowed Cat, yes,
Goyangi,
sorry.
right.
Yes.
So it looks like the world was kind of drawn like a magnet to their song Magnetic.
Yes.
But thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's move over to our AI anchor, Ari, for other culture-related news. Ari, take it away.
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The Korean government is stepping up efforts for the preservation and transmission of intangible heritage worldwide. The National Heritage Service has signed an agreement with UNESCO to contribute to the organization's Intangible Cultural Heritage Fund. Under the 5-year agreement, Korea will provide an annual contribution of 1 billion won, or more than $734,000, for the development of an online platform that shares the world's best practices in safeguarding intangible cultural heritage. Korea currently has 23 cultural elements inscribed on UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity, ranking 4th among the 184 convention member states. The 2025 Seoul International Garden Show has officially opened at Borame Park, spanning 400,000 square meters. The event showcases 111 gardens, reflecting various themes like ecology, sustainability, and coexistence. New lifestyle programs such as garden weddings and garden workations blend leisure and nature. And the newly introduced inclusive garden tour offers accessible routes for seniors and people with disabilities, also providing free electric wheelchair rentals. The expo also features pet-friendly zones and educational gardens for children. The largest edition to date will run through October 20th. Jeju City announced it will open 6 popular beaches earlier than usual this year amid forecasts of an early summer heatwave. 협재, 금능, 곽지, 함덕, 2호, and Wonjong beaches will open on June 24th, welcoming visitors before the usual date. Kimyong and Samyang beaches will open as scheduled on July 1st. To ease the burden on visitors, rental fees for beach umbrellas and sun beds will remain at last year's rates, ensuring affordable and enjoyable beach experiences. Starting this year, the eastern section of Hamdok Beach has been designated as a pet-friendly area, allowing pet owners and non-pet owners to share the space harmoniously. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
Webtoon and web novel are the keywords to look out for this summer as mega hits that have already proven their quality and fandom return as movies and OTT series on the big and small screens in the coming weeks. For a sneak peek into these productions, we will have a talk with culture critic Professor Ji Hae-won at Kyunghee University. Welcome back, Professor Ji.
Hello, Professor.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So let's start with an action-packed thriller that's going to be released on Netflix next week, which is Mercy for None, or Kwangjang in Korean. Now, this original webtoon has been assessed as a noir masterpiece. So tell us a little bit more about it.
Right, Mercy for None, Kwangjang is a webtoon which had been released on Naver webtoon platform every Saturday from September 2020 to November 2021. Despite of its relatively short serialization period, it was very, very popular, especially with the male readers, and was called the best Korean noir webtoon, like a black webtoon. So a lot of fans are actually looking forward to seeing the live action adaptation. It is a story about Ki-jun, who left a group of gang, but returns after 11 years due to the death of his younger brother, and tracks down the background behind his brother's death.
Sounds very interesting. Now, also what's interesting is the lineup of the main cast members. There's So Ji-seop and Ho Jun-ho and Cha Seung-won and Gong Myung and many more. It looks like it's becoming more common to have all of these star actors appearing at once in such a production.
Right, right. So that, yes, the cast lineup of Mercy for None is remarkable. Besides the main character Ki-jun, played by So Ji-seop, there are two major groups of gang, Ju-eun and Bong-san. Lee Ju-eun, played by Ho Jun-ho, leads the group of Ju-eun, and Lee Jun-hyuk and Jo Han-chul are included in that group. And Chu Young-woo plays Lee Ju-eun's son, Lee Geum-son, who is a prosecutor, so he's not directly involved in the group. The other group, Bong-san, is led by Gu Bong-san, played by An Gil-gang, and Gong Myung would be the successor. In addition, there are also other figures such as Mr. Kim Sun-seng, played by Cha Seung-won, who coordinate the coexistence of two gangs, two organizations, and Sang-won, played by Lee Bum-soo, who cleans up the scenes of the gang's incidents. So as the OTT original series become larger, the dramas and movies featuring big stars are increasing as well. And Mercy for None is, of course, one of them. So it will be released on Netflix on June 6th. It's like a few days away.
Right, and it's also going to be a national holiday for people.
Of course.
Very good to tune in.
And the weekend, long weekend.
Exactly.
I will probably give it some very good ratings since it's on that holiday. Now, next, I've actually talked about this on K-Enter before as well. So let's talk about the movie adaptation of Omniscient Reader, or The Prophet Omniscient Reader, which is set to be released in July. Now, the trailer is already receiving a lot of attention. Can you tell us more about that, please?
The movie version of Omniscient Reader is another live-action adaptation of the famous web-based contents. It was originally written as a web novel in 2018 and had recorded 200 million cumulative views. And it has also been serialized as a webtoon since 2020 and has surpassed 2 billion cumulative views worldwide with strong fandom. So the movie adaptation is the most anticipated work of this summer. So Omniscient Reader tells the story of an ordinary office worker, Kim Dok-ja, struggling to see the ending he wants in a real world, while a novel he has read for over 10 years become a reality and changes everything. So it is a fantasy action film featuring real-life character Kim Dok-ja, played by An Hyo-seop, and fictional character Yoo Jung-hyuk, played by Lee Min-ho.
Right, you're right. Like, especially with fantasy, they have a very strong reputation, a lot of strong fandom. Now, these fantasy live-action productions, they come with both big expectations as well as concerns, maybe some might say. What needs to be considered for movies from this genre to succeed, do you think?
The reason for the success of fantasy webtoon is mostly because of their solid universe and character-based storytelling. However, when making these fantasy webtoons or web novels into live action, there is a concern that the production cost would be excessively high to represent the fantasy world to like a real life world. So in case of Omniscient Readers spent a massive production budget of approximately 30 billion Korean won, which translates to around 22 million US dollar. So I believe that one of the most important things when making a popular original work into a movie is the adaptation. So the key to success or value will be how to transfer the attractive elements of the original work, including the main character and the storytelling, into the movie, especially for the blockbuster movies like this with the high production cost and the risks.
Right.
It seems like the webtoon or web novel-based content has become an indispensable trend here in Korean content industry. But Professor Ji, is it safe to say that the stronger the original work, the higher are the chances that you succeed in an adaptation? And in that regard, what are your expectations of the two productions that we just talked about?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know it's safe to say because in the case of original content with a strong fandom, there are bound to be both expectation and concerns about the live action adaptations. So as soon as the trailer was released, Mercy for None received a lot of attention. And I guess one of the reasons behind is expectation for Seo Ji-seop's long-awaited comeback and his bold acting. So the strong actors like Ho Jun-ho and Cha Sung-won and rising stars like Chu Young-woo and Gong Myung would offer some other attractive factors different from the webtoon. However, some audiences have already expressed the concerns about the movie version of Omniscient Reader because it's changed characters, a little bit of characters, and reduced the storytelling. So those concerns are understandable, but I believe it would be a chance to discover a new narrative or character from a different point of view.
Especially when it comes to web novels or webtoons or even books per se, we can't overlook the fans of the original work. In some of the cases, they can feel a little bit disappointed about the adaptations because they have it in their head already, their own thoughts about what the adaptation could be. So how should producers deal with this?
When producers proceed with the adaptation, it is very, very important for the producers to communicate closely with the original writers and obtain their consent. So, and considering the specificity of the different medium, most original creators to admit to some degree of adaptations and some changes. So the producers emphasize these points in the promotional or marketing process to the audiences and to appeal to the fans of original work with a new attractive elements.
I also feel that sometimes if you have famous actors, it's kind of even more difficult to match the original work's characters with the actor because you already know kind of the personality or character of the actor as well. So maybe that could be another task as well. But last but not least, Professor Ji, are there any other adaptations we can look forward in maybe the latter half of the year?
Yeah, besides Mercy for None and Omniscient Readers, Casual starring Lee Jun-ho, Kim Hae-jun, and Kim Hyang-gi will be released later this year on Netflix. And Low Life Pine, the adaptation of Yoon Tae-woo's webtoon, the famous webtoon of the same name, will be released on Disney Plus, starring Yoo Sung-yong, Im Soo-jung, and Yang Se-jong. So more webtoon and web novel-based works are in production or scheduled to be released. So let's continue to watch.
Let's do so. Well, thank you very much, Professor Ji, for your insights today, and have a great rest of the week.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to see you back soon.
I'll see you very soon.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. Please join us again tomorrow on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.
How to survive in Korea. Weddings. Step 0. Attire. As a guest, dress formal to business casual. Avoid wearing all white, shorts or going topless. Step 1. Arrival time. Arrive 30 minutes prior to the wedding ceremony. Too many cars, too many halls, too many people. There are many twists and turns. Take pictures and shake hands. And write your name vertically, not horizontally, in the guest book. Step 2. Or, shibor. 50,000 won, 100,000 won, 150,000 won. Cash gifts are given in these units. Decide on the amount based on your relationship. Write your name vertically on the envelope. Step 3. Wedding etiquette. Fill up the front row. Guests have 3 duties to fulfill: clapping, cheering, and taking pictures. Step 4. Dining. Take off your jacket. This will be your seat from now on. Start with the not your everyday delicacies. Kalbijjim. Yes. Bosa. Yes. Chili shrimps. Definitely yes. Kimbap. Yeah. Only if you can't live without it. No need to pile up food. You have more than one opportunity. Did you survive the wedding? Wait, did someone catch your eye? What are you waiting for? You're looking fine today.